following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
In the late 90s, due to the collapse of the American economy, the U.S. government decided it was time for their army to lower their arms budget, and they put their armaments contracts up for bids. Among the officials present at these firing trials was General Donald Lundy, Marine Corps Chief of Staff, who was one of the youngest officers ever to serve on the Joint Chiefs. The trials ended with 3 finalists, one of them humble Italian arms dealer called Antonio Lucchesi, who designed the weapons himself and manufactured them at a small but successful firm called Armatech Lucchesi International. Unfortunately, even though Lucchesi's rifle was, by far, the best in quality and very affordable, there was this thing called corruption. Another brand had already secured the contract before the trials had even started, and a year later, American soldiers were sent to fight in the First Central American conflict, armed with unreliable rifles, with catastrophic results. General Lundy was saddened by the fiasco, disappointed by the corruption in the army that endangered the lives of American soldiers. He resigned from the Marine Corps to accept an offer as CEO at Armatech Lucchesi. General Lundy was ethically totally against corruption when he wasn't on the winning end of it. As a former Pentagon chief, Lundy was extremely well connected to the military-industrial complex and had many extremely wealthy industrialists and venture capitalist contacts. He was able to fund mass production and introduce them into the American Army. And after the First Central American conflict fiasco, the Army started to notice that maybe using shoddy and overpriced merchandise that was there solely on the strength of contractual inertia alone, maybe it was time to raise the quality and lower the price. Which is something Armatech could offer. And this was a worldwide crisis. The US government wasn't the only government who loved this pitch. Soon, Armatech secured a lot of contracts around the world, catapulting the company to the status of megacorporation, which was accompanied by a change of name from Armatech Lucchesi International to Militech Arms International. By the 2010s, Militech was the largest defense contractor in the United States, and several other countries and corporations as well, which allowed Militech to buy some of its competitors that were weakened by the collapse, and to become even bigger. Unfortunately, some of these companies didn't want to be bought, so these takeovers were done in the style of the dark future. Corporate wars. In the 2020s, Militech made one of the wisest decisions in the history of the company. They entered into the business of mercenary contracting and police services. This movement was watched closely by one of the most politically powerful megacorps in the world, the Japanese conglomerate, Arasaka, who became famous around the world for offering the same services. This commercial competition was just the tip of the iceberg, as the enmity between Arasaka and Militech goes beyond the economic field. The founder of the Arasaka Corporation, Saburo Arasaka, hated Lundy with a passion, and saw him as the incarnation of his personal demons when it came to Japan surrendering at the end of World War II. He never got over this failure, and on his side, Lundy was very jealous of the military power of Arasaka, and already suspected that the secret influence of the Japanese conglomerate wasn't something that could be seen easily from the outside. as Saburo Arasaka held the unofficial position of most powerful man on Earth. Militech began using shady tactics to fulfill Lundy's goal of becoming the biggest military force in the world. In 2021, an oceanic megacorporation called International Handelsmarine collapsed, and two competing corps, OTEC and Sino, started to fight for the remains of the Nautek giant, while Eurobag sat back and watched it all happen like it had nothing to do with them. It's not like they had a contract to acquire a hog should it declare bankruptcy. Meanwhile, they could sit back and pull the strings and watch OTEC and Sino destroy each other. Militech and Arasaka were brought in by the two smaller corporations, quickly realizing they didn't have the resources to pursue their claims. Militech put Morgan Blackhand at the head of OTEC security, and while working in his position, Morgan's right hand was the deadliest of Militech's agent, Anastasia Lucchesi, granddaughter of Antonio Lucchesi. Oh, and who was the head of Black Ops unit for Arasaka? The cyborg Atom Smasher, the eternal rival of Morgan Blackhand. Tensions were beginning to rise when enemies of Arasaka started to suddenly die while connected to cyberspace. A Militech mid-level corporate appeared dead while connected to his car, and shortly after, Arasaka raided the offices of Militech in Night City, using the access codes of that same mid-level corporate. Militech thought that this should be Soulkiller, and they didn't like the military advantage that this virus gave to Arasaka, as it was used for digital interrogation. So they sought the help of the most experienced netrunner when it came to Soulkiller, Alt Cunningham. Cunningham was pleased to destroy Soulkiller, and she asked the master of netrunners, Rahab Batmars, to join the effort. After some begging, he agreed to help. He located the Soulkiller master program that was hidden in the most popular location of Night City, the Arasaka Towers in the corporate center. Militech sponsored an assault on the facility, and as a result, Arasaka Towers were destroyed in the Night City Holocaust, which effectively ended the Fourth Corporate War. Militech was nationalized by the government of the United States. In 2045, Militech is still the largest arms manufacturer in the world, in addition to one of the largest mercenary forces on Earth. They specialize in weapons and military vehicles manufacturing, mercenary services, and police services, which makes them a direct competitor to the Japanese conglomerate Arasaka. Militech also began experimenting with correctional facilities in the 20s, and they operate maximum security prisons and lower security penitentiaries.
I mean, I suppose I'll make a roll
You
to
should just bring
see
the bottle over.
to see how well I'm doing at target practice.
Oh, you want to start with... Damn. Alright. Because it would actually really help if I
Not a
rolled
bad
up a sheet.
start.
Help even more if I actually make it be easy. Right, so you're going to have to pay 30 eddies for use at the target range.
Okay.
Plus, if you want to buy ammunition, that'll cost you another, what was it, like 5 eddies for a magazine.
Okay, so minus 35. I didn't realise paying standard fees was flashing cash.
I mean, obviously you do have a big role.
I don't have a big one.
Big figure.
Not like my big lummox of a friend who destroyed my radio. 22. That's all right.
You're shooting it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm also trying.
But it's only this far
I'm
away.
I'm trying to impress the robot bit, who I hate on every level. I still want to shag.
She's rolling you. Oh, but then if you're trying to impress, you should be rolling your cool.
Give me a bonus, or
No, it's you're trying to impress someone, so you're trying to be cool. So you roll your.
10 plus cool, so 19. Best I can do. Oh wait, I can.
Yeah, waiting. Yeah.
Plus another 5.
So that's 24. Oh, that's very cool. Now, if she had any humanity whatsoever, that would be effective.
Very cool.
Because I personally love hot robot chicks.
This guy's
Your
really
robot
good.
will respond by saying,
What are they gonna do,
proficient.
replace us?
That will come in handy.
I know, right?
However, I suggest moving the target back to the rear wall.
All the way down, yeah, I mean, I'll get there. I just needed to get my eye in, didn't I?
You should consider
You were going to say something?
It is not relevant.
It must have been relevant, otherwise you weren't going to say it.
But I didn't.
Huh. Move the target. Cut about.
Okay.
So there's no hard feelings, right?
Of course not. You're using a heavy pistol, right?
Yeah.
You're actually not going to be able to move it all the way back. You can only move it back to 200 meters. After that, you can't hit it.
Okay, well, I'll move it back as far as I can.
I just realised
I didn't know how long this
there's a range table here.
range. I didn't know how long this
The range
actually was. As in the range, the physical place we're in, as opposed to
Yeah, the now.
the shooting range.
See, there's a handy range chart right here in the sheet.
One wasn't as good as the first one, but my ref is good, so 16.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Bollocks.
Indeed. I'm going to have to make her pay some money and do her practice. We're just here for you, Roger. What are you two clowns doing?
We're practicing with a box.
Oh, yeah.
So alternate you looking at the mechanical nature and then me checking the
Yeah.
software. Ladies first.
22.
To do what?
To just strip the thing apart, try and strip the thing apart.
Well, I mean, it comes in a box, so it's already apart.
And trying to pick it.
Oh,
So you're assembling it first and then...
Yeah.
okay. 22? Yep, that'll be enough for you to get the physical part, but it has also got a digital lock component.
Which is why.
Let me have a look.
Has it got a self-contained power source, or would they have to hook it up? Okay.
It will have backup power source in case of the obvious let's cut power ploy.
Makes sense.
I guess I'll... Does it just have a traditional elevator, or...?
Right, so I've actually listened to a complete breakdown of how, in the core book, this goes. And apparently, like, the elevator thing is just so we can visualize the structure of it, but it's supposed to be like an ARG environment thing, so you would see like a big door clang shut or something. But like, so this lock, it is more than just one password pick. It does have a bit of depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go ahead and jack into that if you want.
Yep, will do.
Maria's just going to lean on a wall near Jess and just like be talking to Jess, she's just going to be, this is cool, watch this.
Start with Pathfinder. Get a scale. Roll for the 10. 5. 23.
It's 4 deep from the looks of it. You get 4 levels, and with a roll of that high and being fairly confident as you are in your skills, you can see that it is 4 deep, and there is a password, a password, a password, and a hellhound.
So no control mode, or does it go further?
You don't know.
Right. Okay, well, I'll start backdooring my way through the passwords, although...
He goes in the back door.
Yeah, I always suspect.
Incidentally, travelling up and down levels, it turns out it does not consume a net action.
Oh, cool. I know we technically probably know the passwords, but I'll be
I mean, the default password will be on a little card that's like, do not change. Remember to change your password.
Yeah. But I'll have a go just to get a feel for
I'm just going to see what the default password. The default password is fairly normal. It's just a series of numbers.
Yep.
696969420.
I get a 12 on backdoor.
Yep. You crack it open.
I'll keep going.
Ding.
Same again.
You crack it open. Ding.
And a 16.
Yeah, same again. Nice.
And I know from here it goes Hellhound and then presumably more security. So can I just make like... I've already done a Pathfinder, but can I just sort of like roll an interface just to like observe how the Militech software works and get a bit more accustomed to it?
Yes.
Because I'm not really attempting to break the lock in this case, so much as just
Someone doesn't
learn
want
about
to fight a hellhound because he knows there will be real damage that he's not going to heal up in time for tonight. It's probably smart.
it. Yeah. 12.
It's a lock. It's a lot more complex. Normally, normal door locks, you just go like, open, and it does. This has got layers to it and a physical component as well.
Kind of functions like its own network as well as then having the mechanical part. Cool. I'll jack out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing they provided me with those chips.
Yes.
Is there anything like this one? It'll be quite difficult.
What's the right, like, remoting into it?
I assume
You were smart, that's good. You don't have to tangle with the hellhound now.
Hmm.
Doesn't look like much of one. It looked like it might have been cut down to me. I wish I could help you.
on purpose, or
Yeah, I mean, look at the size of the lock. It probably doesn't have a... Especially on a little battery power, if someone cuts the power, it probably can't run a full spread thing, and there might be more beneath it. We don't know.
logical? I can remote access fine enough.
That's it. All right.
Would you like to keep Practicing on your end.
Yep, so I'll just practice trying to make it faster.
How much cash do you have on hand?
I might over 2-2.
Oh, never mind.
Why?
Well, I was going to suggest maybe trying to hook up with some black market cyber demons. Burn through the fucking things.
That would be a good idea.
I don't actually like the idea of the two of you. Sorry, Jess. I just need him for a minute. I don't actually like the idea of the two of you going down there without any backup, because if you're both going to be needed to get through locks and things, then who's going to cover you?
Roger does need the support as well.
Not as much. You'll have a whole crowd of people.
And they would be...
You could always slip a
his
couple of
fans.
eddies to a local booster gang as an opportunity to go up front up against the corpos.
I think I know just the guys. It's a good plan.
You know booster gangers?
We recently made some new friends.
You've changed.
I didn't like them at first, but they were helpful. Sorry. We had a little conversation.
I know.
It might be wise for us to take Victor
Poor girl, she's so lonely.
down below.
And cute. You two haven't.
No, of course not.
What?
What do you mean, of course not?
She would... If I even tried, she would be offended.
Oh. Yes. Alright, give me a roll for those locks. Getting faster till I break through the mechanical door.
Uh, 19. Yeah, 19.
You quickly realise that even though you're going to be able to bypass these and you sort of know how they work, that there's a physical limitation to how fast the internal parts are allowed to move, which is really going to limit the speed. So you're only going to be able to improve up to the maximum possible speed for the lock. And you also will intuit that this is an intended design feature. And of course, if you could force them to move faster, but then there are delicate parts behind that might break and jam.
Yep. I want to pull one apart completely. Strip it right down. Because I want to see if...
You're going to need a workbench.
I have a workbench.
You need proprietary tools.
I've got my own tools.
Micro tools?
Of course I do.
Alright. If you say so. This is only going to work for these Jumpstart characters, by the way.
I mean,
We'll work at the future
from my previous
Rockerboy
profession,
too.
I would have all these tools.
Oh, they've actually split out the medical part into a medtech, so
Did they?
guess what? Your character can only... This only can be a...
This
although you
character-
can multi-class. So that's baller, although you probably shouldn't, because the core rulebook is vicious.
Yep.
You spread yourself too thin, basically, yeah.
I mean, you kind of feel like I'm already really fucking awesome at this thing that I do, and I would like some additional
Yep.
abilities. So you can class over into another thing just to get up to level 4 and get, like, additional combat enhancement things. Or the ability to drive any vehicle and repair vehicles. Like, can you imagine being a tech nomad?
Yes, I
Okay.
want pawn.
Righto. I will need a regular tech roll, and it is at a -4, -6, -12.
4, 11, 21 minus 12, 9.
Okay, so the first stumbling block you come across is the assembly of the device is designed to be contained, and taking it apart wrecks it. Everything falls apart into a mess. Some bits spawning across the room,
Yep.
hitting Graves in the face, because it's funny. No damage.
Hey,
Okay, fine, damage then.
I wasn't saying that to you.
I just wanted to see the alarm.
Careful.
No, sorry.
They have, obviously Militant knows what they're doing, and if anyone could just take apart their stuff and examine it, they'd be out of business. You think you would actually need a special custom tool of some kind to do that? Curse those handsome devils.
I just wanted to get inside to see if there was any other tricks. So all I want to see is if there's another 4. 21.
Judging from the little blinking red light of the self-contained thing that would only activate if the lock is suddenly flung apart by being opened, some short-range transmitter has just activated and is blinking red and going peep, peep, peep.
I'm going to disable that.
How you doing that? Let me get... You're just smashing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You just give me an attack check. Cyberarm?
Yep. So I rolled a 1. Then I rolled a 10.
It's come up.
Yeah, it has. So I'm guessing it wouldn't have mattered. It won't matter anyway. I missed it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You damaged some of your tools.
Shit. I'll try again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's much better. It's a 9, so.
It means something.
Dex, okay. 9, 14. Plus heavy knuckles. Yeah, sorry, so. God. Falling there. Plus 2, plus the Dex, which is 5, 7, 16.
Smash it, and it stops blinking and beeping. Violent, isn't she?
Are you alright, dear Jess?
They've got a tracking device in here, so when you break these open, they'll know about it.
Meanwhile, at the firing range, your robot is like, no attack is here.
Uh-oh.
I think they might be in your apartment.
Shit, we better go.
I will negotiate the exit fees and you should leave.
Oh, thank you very much, dear.
Well,
We won't need to break it down that much. The only reason the only reason I wanted to go that far was to see if, say, if there's anything else activated as I'm using it.
In the elevator. Back to you guys.
well,
Unfortunately, they're all things apart and obviously activated, so I didn't have time to stop it without smashing it.
did what you could. Here, shall we have some of these aperitifs before they go bad? It would do to eat before our job tonight.
The door bursts open and Roger.
Kimball bursts in with his gun out and checks the
I'm just holding
area.
a plate of snacks.
Victor just walks in calmly behind him.
Are you alright, Roger? Are you hungry?
Where's Military?
And obviously not here.
You lied to me, I say, look, talking over my shoulder.
I did not, but as we approached the apartment I made the determination that they were not here. And that instead Jess had attempted to disassemble one of their locks, hence the signal. But I saw
So that's
no
what this was about?
There was a signal. I did not know its origin until I made my deductions. I then decided to allow you to burst in as a means of determining their reactions and also yours.
But we knew that she was doing that with the locks.
I don't think she would attempt to disassemble one.
That was the whole point. So she knew how it worked inside and out.
No. Bad.
Why?
Don't.
Well, that's the whole reason she got them.
To bypass them, not disassemble them.
Well, what's
Do you
the
think
one?
large corporations would be able to hold their patents true if everyone could just disassemble their technology? You are lucky there was not an explosive.
Let's check for that first.
You would not have found one.
Well, there we go.
You can put your weapon away, Roger.
If you say it to all the boys.
No.
you need to be more fun. We'll teach you how to have fun.
I'll turn to Maria, assuming she's still around. He has such a way with words, doesn't he?
She could loosen up. Like, there's a good means of getting the robot to be human. Who knows, you're probably going to want her to turn on her overmaster on your side at some point.
I don't think it will be that easy.
Yeah, I've seen it will be.
Has he been doing this all afternoon?
Yes.
But you could be a little more polite, you know, when writing. Right, yeah, right.
It gets hard, especially in the middle of a conversation. No offence.
Is she talking about Roger?
I think you... I'll just sort of point over here, see.
How the bloody hell are we supposed to know where your invisible girlfriend is?
Yeah, and you know that I'm not actually in any location and you're just perceiving me over here, right?
Yes. It's just...
It
seems more polite.
It's no offence, it's just very hard. We're in the middle of a conversation and then she says something and then you refer back and I don't know whether you're talking to me
Victor's looking amongst all of you. You are hiding secrets.
What do you mean?
Of course, everyone hides secrets, love.
Which secret are you talking? If you knew which secret you know it.
Saying you don't hide secrets?
I do not know secrets.
Like, so you don't know certain things about your employer, or that you're supposed to keep private and secret?
No.
No? Okay. You don't have your own personal secrets?
I don't know who I am.
Oh, I'm sorry, love.
Certainly.
What?
So, how did the range go?
It was alright. Kind of got cut short early when we thought Militech was invading our apartment.
Roger meets the minimum requirements for being able to assault this facility.
Not that I'm really going to be doing a lot of that.
No, we will be outside, watching peasants revolt against their ruling class.
Actually, on that note, I thought you might join us instead. What was...
You know what a laugh sounds like.
Well, yes.
Doesn't sound like that.
We had thought maybe... You remember those helpful fellows the other day? Maybe we could give them
You mean the ones that tried to rob you blind and you actually got robbed blind, but then for some reason they ended up helping us out with those other arseholes?
He took your optics.
Also, they gave his money back with interest.
No, actually, he didn't quite get what he gave them.
Oh,
I gave him 200 and I got back 60.
It was his cut of the win.
Yes, those fellows. But maybe one or two of them might be convinced to provide you a little security. Plus, you would, of course, have your rabid fans. That way, if something were to go wrong, the both of us are required to open the locks. We would need someone to watch our back.
You want to take Victor away from me, don't you? You cunning bastard.
Maybe I want to take you away from her by leaving you behind.
Your plan is tactically dangerous.
You say that about everything.
I had not realized you intended to unleash rabbits. The city net will not withstand them.
No, he doesn't mean that literally. It's an expression.
Fans of Roger's music tend to get very excited, especially when the corporate security shows up.
They're very upbeat and boisterous like myself.
I understand.
Yes, it is much just like a crowd of Rogers.
Like playing poker with Robocop.
Okay, take me new friend away from me.
The word you are not saying is joy toy.
No, because you ain't there.
I could be that. You do not know.
I'm pretty sure you aren't, and I wouldn't want to force that on you.
This just got very awkward.
It's just the man who's been talking to his invisible girlfriend.
Hey, I'm not invisible. I'm not actually here, Roger. I thought you understood this kind of thing. He's supposed to be smart. You're supposed to be smart.
Who told you he was smart?
What?
What?
No, nothing. Wait,
Look, have you listened to his lyrics? Stupid people can't write that kind of conjugation.
I was particularly moved in the other way. Somehow. Don't tell him I said that.
You just said that in front of him.
He does not know the context.
Oh.
I see he has figured it out.
No, you kind of just tipped your hand by the following statements.
I thought you were the smart one out of these you two years.
Certain things take priority, it seems.
See, the trick is, love, you don't show your entire hand when you're smart. You don't let people know that you're as smart as you are.
Victor's like,
You got to put on a facade.
Victor's like, then by deduction, you are not smart. I have seen all of both of your hands. You have only seen 2 of mine, making me 100% smarter than you.
You got more other hands than that.
I have 4.
Where's the other 2?
Hidden. If we count two 1-foot-long blades as hands.
No, we don't. They're not hands. They're blades.
Very well.
You're a weird one.
Pot calling kettle black.
I'm perfectly normal. It's the rest of the wheel that's fucked up.
I do not wish to be human.
Why not?
Because you are perfectly normal.
Are you insulting me? Or do you actually... Was that a little bit of a joke? You're trying to employ a sense of humour there, which I appreciate.
Does anyone happen to know the name of those fellows in the gang? Can't say I'm really familiar.
Not at all.
No.
Might be difficult to try and find them.
They seem to be hanging around this general area lately.
They don't wish to operate within the mega building, and we can find them outside. If you agree with the plan, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if we can find them. Probably won't be hard considering the amount of attention they seem to be drawing lately. Maybe they want to move into this territory, kick out the other gangs around here.
Not exciting enough or something, I believe they said.